welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanisha. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell down below so you never miss another video from me. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some exciting news. So I've been getting a lot of questions. If you follow me on IG, then you know that I have been accepted into graduate school. Yay! I'm so excited. I cannot explain or even tell you just how happy I am and how this has been literally a long time coming. So I just was accepted this week. So probably by the time this video comes out, it'll be a few weeks, but it's fresh. I just got accepted. I just registered for classes and I am stoked. I'm just all the feels right now. So just a little backstory. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I stay motivated. If like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know that I applied to another graduate program last year around this time, and unfortunately I did not get accepted. So it was just a really awkward moment for me because I just thought that that's what I was supposed to do, that was the program that I was supposed to go in, since I was, trying to go the public health route or whatever, but obviously that was not what God had for me. So I'm gonna just, in this video, I'm gonna talk about the application process, starting school, how I'm feeling, everything like that, because a lot of people was in my DMs asking me just a whole bunch of questions, and just I want to be able to answer all those questions and just to encourage people. A lot of women, a lot of Black women were in my DMs asking me just how did I stay encouraged, how do I stay motivated, how do I hear from God about whether or not, should they go back to school or should they not go back to school, or a lot of people are making different plans and things are really going to plan. So I just want to address those points. I do want to just say first off that you really just have to trust God. That's the biggest thing that you need to take away from this video and to take away from my testimony. You really just need to trust God, because if you would have told me last year that I would be a graduate student, I would just kind of be in shock, because I just felt so bad that I didn't get accepted the first time. So it was just kind of hard for me to just accept the fact that, okay, yeah, you have the GPA, you have the recommendations, your application is on point, but for some reason, the reason was I didn't have enough experience, but okay. But anyway, yes, so I want to start this video off right with a little bit of order. So I'm just gonna go in order of the questions that were kind of given to me. So what am I studying? I applied to graduate school a month ago with not even the intent of going to graduate school this year. Pretty much I was studying for the GMAT, so it was always my intention to go to graduate school. But let me just start from the ultimate beginning, and then I can just kind of sort of go in. So first off, I just want to say that I got accepted into graduate school this year, this summer of 2020, and I am about to attend to get my MBA degree. So last year I was trying to get another degree that is in that's a graduate degree, and I was rejected. So I was rejected the same time last year that I'm being accepted this year. So July 2019, I got rejected from that particular school. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in December of 2018. So probably 6 months out of post-grad, I wanted to go back to school. I always knew I wanted to go back to school because I just know that I can do so much more with a higher degree. So it was always my dream to go back to school, to graduate school, and get a master's degree. It really didn't matter. I got my bachelor's degree in healthcare management, so it really didn't matter what healthcare field I went into. I knew that I was going to use whatever interest I had in that particular degree to enhance whatever career path that I chose. So right now I am working full-time, so I'm doing this program full-time and I'm working full-time. So that's a whole nutshell within itself. But anyway, so let me give you the timeline of how this happened, okay? Because I want to be very specific about how God works and how we just let the spirit of comparison and just let self-doubt and just a whole bunch of other stuff get in the way of what God is doing. So July 2019, I got rejected. I'm heartbroken. I'm just horrified. I'm just like, what? Like, I can't believe it. Like, what is going on here? And I just felt sad. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. So August rolls by, September rolls by, and here comes October. So during this, like after I got rejected, I was just like, okay, now what? Like I didn't know what the next step would be. I didn't even think about if I got rejected. Like I just thought, okay, I'm gonna get accepted and I'm gonna go to school and then in 2 years I'll be done, you know, like boom. That's how I thought, you know, and so I didn't think, you know, what if you get rejected and what are you gonna do? You know, are you gonna apply somewhere else? Are you gonna just like working? Like I didn't know. So August came and I was just in prayer a lot because I was sad because I was rejected and I was just trying to figure out, you know, why this had to happen or what's gonna happen after this. Like it was just kind of like, cause you know, when you're in school, when you're in grade school, it's like, okay, I'm in kindergarten and I know next year I'm gonna go to the first grade and then after that I'm gonna go to the second grade. So you kind of always knew, you had like this timeline or this thing where you always knew what the next step was gonna be. And so when I graduated from college, I was like, okay, well, now what? Like, okay, like I get a job. Okay, when I get a job, then what? You know what I'm saying? So like, do I move out? Do you know, you just lose all kind of like focus because you really don't know what's next or what to do next. So August came, September came, and I was just really in a lot of prayer and just asking God, okay, now what do I do? Because I'm totally lost and I'm not sure, like, do you want me to work or do you want me to just, you know, try again or what do you want me to do? So I'm just in prayer, sitting before God, and I'm one of those people that like to get on, like, I pray in my bathroom. So I'm like on the floor in the bathroom, like, please God, tell me something, like give me a sign or something. So on my 24th birthday, I kept getting these emails about the MBA program where I graduated, and it was they had an open house on my birthday. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to this open house and I'm gonna see what this is about because, you know, I keep feeling like the urge, which was, you know, I feel like it was the Holy Spirit trying to tell me that, hey, you need to go check this out. This is something that you need to be interested in right here. So I went to the open house, and at first I wasn't gonna go because it was my birthday. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home because it's my birthday and I just want to be with my family and I just want to be, you know, whatever. I just want to celebrate my birthday. I don't want to think about school or getting rejected, accepted. I don't want to think about any of that. But more towards the end of my shift, I was just like, you know, it's right there. Just go and see what it's about and make yourself known and yada, yada, yada. So I went and I got a little pamphlet that I still have on my shelf, which is so crazy because I didn't think I would. I don't know, I just forgot that I kept it. And so when I went to bed that night that I got accepted, I saw it like on my shelf and I was like, oh my God, like I kept the book. I got the little booklet and I was reading it and I was like, okay, well, you know, you gotta take the GMAT. And y'all, I do not like standardized tests whatsoever. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take this GMAT, you know, I'm gonna buy the book, I'm gonna be serious about this because I really think the program is only a year. So I really think that, you know, this is something I can do. This is something that will make me more marketable, make me more versatile within the job market. You know, if I decided one day that I didn't want to do healthcare or if I retired and I wanted to do something else, I can still use my master's degree to do something else because it's an MBA and it's very flexible. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna continue to pray about it. And then at the end of the year, if I feel like this is something that I want to do and this is something that God is calling me to, then I'm gonna buy a GMAT book. I'm gonna study for the GMAT and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna submit my scores and apply, and let's just see what happens. Okay, so I was confident about it. I was in prayer about it. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna buy this book. You know, if I feel like God is leading me to this, and then I'm going to take the test and I'm going to go from there. So at this point, you know, you really have to come to terms with not only if you're applying to school, but you just really have to come to terms with the fact that you are not in control over your own life. I mean, really, if you say that you're a believer in Christ and you are just turning over your life to Him, you have to realize that you are not in control, because you're just not. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, if you want God to lead you and you want Him to use you to inspire other people, then you have to realize and come to terms and come to peace with you are not in control. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So I had to come to terms that maybe, you know, graduate school was not for me. And I think when I came to peace with whatever God has for me, it will come. Then that's when I kind of just, you know, it was like, okay, if I go to school, cool. If I don't go to school, cool. Like, either way, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be set on the fact that God is my provider and that He's going to do whatever He has to do so that I can be taken care of. So I didn't think about that. And so that's one thing that I would encourage you all that were like messaging me and asking me, you know, how I stayed motivated and how I stayed encouraged. You have to come to terms with the fact that your plan may not also be God's plan. And that's just the bottom line. That's the bottom line. You have to be okay with that, because if you don't, you're going to be stressing yourself out, worrying yourself, because your plan is not going the way you planned it, but everything else in your life, or, you know, everything is going according to God's plan. So you should be happy within that, because God is not going to leave us. God is not going to forsake us. He's not going to leave us high and dry. He's not going to make us be without. Like, none of that. Okay, stuff may not be going the way you want it to go necessarily, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna be without, because you're not. So that's just really what you have to come to terms with. Whether you're getting a degree or whether you're going after a degree or whatever you're trying to do in your life, you're gonna have to come to terms with, okay, what if this does not happen, or what if this is not within God's plan for me? Like, am I okay with that? Can I live with that? Can I trust God to be able to say, okay, God, I trust you, and whatever you have, even if it's not what I think or what I want, I'm okay with whatever you have for me. And once I came to terms with that, I was just like, okay, whatever is whatever. Like, if I get into school, that's cool. If I don't get into school, that's cool. Like, either way, I'm good. And even when applying just now, I put it in my head, like, of course I'm excited. Of course, you know, I'm full of emotion, because I'm an emotional person. So of course I'm excited, and I'm just like, yes, and like, you know, I want to get in school. But I still, in the back of my mind, I was just like, okay, if you don't get in school, then that's okay. You know, let yourself feel. Let yourself be sad. I was gonna let myself be sad about it. But I wasn't gonna go through what I went through last year, as far as like being sad for weeks and weeks and weeks and crying out to God and trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I know what's going on. It's all good. But that would be my number one suggestion, to just come to terms and come to peace with whatever happens. You're still gonna be okay, and you're still gonna trust God regardless. So fast forward December, I bought the book. I went to Barnes & Nobles. I bought the GMAT 2020 version, okay? And this is gonna be so crazy, like, later in the story, but I bought the most recent version that they had, because I wanted to make sure that I got a good score. And so January comes, I'm studying. February comes, some things happen, and I just got off track. And I wasn't studying 3 times a week like I did in January. I was studying more so maybe once or twice. And then March came and the corona came. And when the corona pandemic came, I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to study. And because I mean, I was going to work and then I wasn't going to work. And so it was just, I was like, there's no, if this gets bad, there's no way I'm gonna be able to go to school this year. Like, I can just throw it out the window. So I just forgot about it. I was just like, okay, well, you know, maybe next year. I was gonna apply just next year and go to school next year, you know, try it next year. And so something crazy happened and I found out that they were still taking applicants even without taking the standardized test. So I was just like, whoa, like, you know, because I didn't want to take the test. And number one, I was prepared for it. And number two, I was in a classroom setting with like 25 other people, the corona going on. Like, I don't know, you can't focus like that, you know? So I found out that they had waived the GMAT. So I was just like, whoa, like, they waived it. And I didn't even find out until 2 months before the deadline. And I'm just like, whoa, like, it was like things were happening so fast. It was like God was just opening doors left and right, literally. Like, it was just, and that's how you know that you're in, to me, when a person asks, okay, well, how do I know that I'm in the will of God? Or how do I know that I'm doing something that God wants me to do? And to me, I mean, of course you're gonna have trials and tribulations and obstacles and things to try to get in your way. But when you like praying for confirmation or praying for certain things, then, and doors just start opening up like that, it's just like, how can it not be, you know? So I applied. I reached out to get my 3 letters of recommendations, and I wrote my personal statement and everything, and by the grace of God I got in. And I was so shocked that I was in tears. I was just so like, I was just in tears, like I was crying so much. I will never forget the day I got accepted. I can guarantee you that, because it was just like, all I saw, you know how when you have your phone and it scrolled and it's like you see your notification, it's like a preview of your notification. Well, my email is set up on my phone, so when I got the notification, it scrolled down to where it's preview, and all I saw was MBA program, and then I saw congratulations, and I opened it so quick. I like scrolled down, I opened it, and it said, congratulations, you have been accepted for admission for the MBA program for the fall of 2020. And I was just, I was so excited. I don't know, I just started crying, and I called my mom, and I called everybody. I called everybody I knew, okay? Because I was just so like, I cried probably 3 times that day. I was just so thankful, so, I can't even like tell y'all how like hard I prayed and just asked God, can I like do this? Like, can I go back to school? Like, what is it you want me to do? And it was just, when I got accepted, it was just the best feeling in the whole world. It was like I was dreaming, to be honest. Like, yeah, and I felt like that for a couple days up until today. And then last night when I registered for classes, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a graduate student. Like, it just like hit me, you know? And so now I just feel like I have a lot of, I have to get my mind back in school mode. I have to make sure that I put my self-care and mental health first, because you never want to add on so much and then you be stressing out, and then, you know, I want to stress as less as possible. I want to make sure that I'm putting myself first, you know. It's just a whole lot, you know, making sure that I'm balancing school time, work time, social life, the social life I do have during a pandemic. You know, I just want to make sure, family, friends, just want to make sure that I'm church, you know, God first always. Like, it's just a lot to have to do. So classes start August 24th. So I have a bit of time to get things together, to get all of my sleeping, all of my naps out and about, you know. school supplies. I'm so glad I got a new, oh my God, I'm so glad I got a new laptop. It don't even make no sense. But that's pretty much my testimony and my story about how I trusted God to lead me to this place. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be more girls and guys. I mean, guys, y'all can reach out to me, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more girls younger than me, same age, older, that is gonna be in my DMs and it's gonna reach out to me. And I highly suggest you do that, because I'm always willing to encourage anybody, especially in Christ, that, you know, you can do whatever you put your mind to. If you feel like God has given you that idea or that whatever it is, then you just have to trust his plan and trust that he is going to do what he said he's going to do. Because I truly felt like God told me that I was going to go to graduate school. So when it didn't happen the first time, I just kind of questioned myself. I questioned my intelligence. I mean, it was a lot of things that went into question, because I was like, okay, well, did I do something wrong? Like, what in the world? But you just have to know that if something doesn't happen the first time, even if it doesn't happen the second time, that doesn't mean that God doesn't want it to happen for you, or it doesn't he doesn't have that in plan for you. It just means that it wasn't the right time. And trust me, going through this now and then looking back on where I was and how I was back last year, I understand the saying now more than ever that God's timing is the best timing. Because even though I wanted it last year, I needed it this year. Like, I feel like I'm more prepared now, not only mentally, but also spiritually as well, to go into a graduate program now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 24, I'm about to be 25. Not that age has anything to do with it, but it's just, I feel personally that I'm a little bit more mature now. I'm in a better position at work now. Everything is just kind of in its right place. So when people say, well, it's not the right time, or to trust God's timing, I mean, really, truly trust his timing, because I thought last year was the perfect time. I really did. I thought it was great. I thought it was like, okay, well, you know, I do 2 years and I'm done. And then with this program, I'm out 1 year and I'm done. And I didn't have to take a standardized test. And it's just so many doors, like so many blessings. You know what I'm saying? You can try to rush something and everything be all wrong. But when you just kind of trust his timing and trust his just everything, then everything just falls into place at the right time. And everything just feels so right and exciting. And you're so overwhelmed because you're just like, oh, it was blessings just keep coming out of nowhere, you know? So yeah, I am an MBA student, so I'm studying to get my master's in business administration. Like I said, I come out in 1 year, so the program is 1 year long. So I'll do the fall semester, I'll do the spring semester, and then I'll do the summer semester, and I'll be done. That is a full-time. Normally people do part-time, but I'm having to do full-time for financial reasons. So I'm doing work full-time, I'm doing MBA program full-time. I'm not afraid of doing both full-time. I know that I just have to put in the work, and I'm not afraid of doing that. But yeah, I'm excited. I am so many emotions that I can't even express, but like I said, I'm not afraid. I don't feel like I'm nervous. I just feel excited. And it feels unreal. It feels like it feels like I'm dreaming, you know? I've registered for classes and it still feels like I'm a dream. It really does. Like, it just feels like I'm dreaming. So I think I've covered everything. I think I've covered everything I can cover. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or email me or leave them in the comments below. I would love to answer anybody's questions. If you have questions about, again, more in-depth questions about how I just, stay motivated. That was my #1 question in my DMs the day I announced that I was in school, people just asked me, you know, how did you stay motivated? How did you pray to God about this? How did you get confirmation? You know, that was the number one question that I kept getting. So that's pretty much the question that I pretty much answered in this video, was, you know, that the number one key in not just going back to school, but just in anything, is to trust God and to sit before God and pray and see exactly where he's leading you and ask for signs. You know, like I said, when I was praying to God within that August and September period last year, you know, when I felt like the Holy Spirit was telling me to go to that open house for the MBA program, that was my sign. I might not have known it then, but looking back, you know, I feel like that was my sign as, okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing versus this, you know. And so just really sit before God, really pray about what you want to do and what you feel like your plans are, and make sure that your plans are lined up with God's plans. And that's how that goes. So like I said, I think this is the end of the video because I don't know what else to talk about. So like I said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and comment down in the comments below. Please leave your questions or comments, concerns, anything you want to know. You can leave down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video from me. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.